and a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Neha Bhardwaj Alter and this is Game On. This is where you get the latest from the world of sports, and we've got to begin with what else but the ICC Champions Trophy. Yes, ahead of their final group stage match of the ICC Champions Trophy match with the New Zealand in Dubai on Sunday, the Indian cricket team might have a couple of worries on their mind. There are reports that Rohit Sharma is in doubt for this match on account of a hamstring injury sustained during the previous clash with Pakistan, and that the captain could be rested for this fixture to keep him fresh for the semi-final on the 4th of March, and if all goes well for India, the final. However, given the nature of hamstring injuries, even a week's gap is often not enough. So then, what is the nature of Rohit's injury? While the team management has kept mum on the issue, all we have are visuals of the man himself. Rohit did not bat during India's first training session since last Sunday's game against Pakistan, but was an active participant in fielding drills and watched closely as his batting teammates went about their business. In all likelihood, Rohit is going to be rested, but if he is not, we'll have to wait and watch out for that. If he is rested, India would then have to open with KL Rahul, given that they do not have a third opener in the squad, and hand a middle order spot to Rishabh Pant, who's been smashing the ball in the nets. Rahul last opened in an ODI in 2022. Gill was the only player to miss training on 26th of February, and there was a speculation that the star batter was injured or unwell. However, the 25-year-old took part in a 2-hour session in Dubai with the support staff in assistant coach Abhishek Nair and the team's 2 throwdown specialists, Nuan and Raghu. They were there with him to get him ready for that final Group A encounter against New Zealand. Gill was seen facing a few net bowlers as well. The 25-year-old faced 2 pacers and 3 spinners who were part of the UAE cricket team's probables list. So, all talk of Gill being sidelined with a viral flu can be ignored. Now to the possible changes in the bowling. The presence of 4 left-handed batsmen in New Zealand's top 8, Devon Conway, Rachin Ravindra, Tom Latham and Mitchell Santner, might encourage the Indian team management to play one of Varun Chakravarti or Washington Sundar, if not both. Varun was included in India's Champions Trophy squad once Yashasvi Jaiswal was dropped after the news of Jasprit Bumrah not being fit was announced. And Rohit has stocked up the all-sorts spinner twice in public. But so far in Dubai, Varun has not been needed by India. After all the hype surrounding his fast-tracked appearance into the squad for this tournament, could India now consider playing Varun for the left-handed batting quotient that the Black Caps possess? That would, of course, mean swapping out a spinner. Kuldeep Yadav took 3 wickets in the win over Pakistan and is in form. And he is also a form and confidence bowler, so you would not want him warming the bench and then returning for the semi-final next Tuesday. Akshar Patel does not have big wickets to show for, but he has been a solid presence in the team during their time here in Dubai, keeping a lid on runs and effecting a run-out to get rid of Imam ul Haq last Sunday. Plus, Akshar extends India's batting order and can be used up at number 5 as seen in recent times. Mohammad Shami showed no signs of worry during India's net session after he was seen clutching his right shin during the Pakistan game. But it could be that the Indian team management decides to rest him for this match with New Zealand. In such a scenario, the only left-arm pacer in the squad, Arshdeep Singh, would get a game. Now, Friday's training session, of course, is the last time that the Indian team will practice, which is today. They will be going for practice before the match, and there is no training session scheduled for the day before their game on Saturday. So, no training session on Saturday. Straight away after today's training session, India will play on Sunday. Now, the legendary Sunil Gavaskar has refused to compare Virat Kohli and Sachin Tendulkar, saying he will never compare eras. Speaking as a guest on the show Dressing Room, Gavaskar was asked about the two greats of the game by the anchor about his views on comparing Virat Kohli and Sachin Tendulkar. The legend called such comparisons a subcontinent weakness, adding that different eras present different challenges, making the comparisons redundant. He said, and I quote, "I will never compare eras because playing conditions are different. The pitches are different, the opposition is different. So it's very difficult to compare people, but that is only a weakness, if I might call it a weakness, amongst the subcontinent. Our comparisons. We will always compare players. Have you ever seen anybody asking, is Ricky Ponting a better player than Greg Chappell? Nobody. Just accept the current players as they are. There is no comparison. It's only something that happens in the subcontinent. We are all the time comparing." Kohli became only the third player and the fastest to 14,000 runs in ODIs on his way to scoring a match-winning 100 against Pakistan last Sunday. He already has overtaken Tendulkar in ODI centuries list, scoring his 51st century in the format against Pakistan. Sachin is widely regarded as the greatest batsman of all time. He's represented India in 200 test matches and 463 ODIs, scoring the record number of runs, which is 15,921 in test matches and 18,426 in ODIs. He also has a record 100 international centuries to his name, including 51 in test cricket. All right, let's talk football now. And Fenerbahce Football Club manager Jose Mourinho was handed a 4-match ban and fined by the Turkish Football Federation on Thursday following his comments about Turkish referees after a match at Galatasaray. The TFF fined the 62-year-old Portuguese 1,617,000 Turkish lira after he criticized the match officials in a press conference following the 0-0 Super League draw on Monday. The penalties were due to derogatory and offensive statements towards the Turkish referee and accusations of chaos and disorder in Turkish football. The TFF said Mourinho's remarks violated sports ethics, promoted violence and disorder, and could incite fan incident. Monday's game was refereed by Slovenian Slavko Vincic after both clubs requested a foreign official take charge. Fenerbahce issued a statement on Tuesday defending Mourinho, saying his comments were taken out of context and deliberately distorted. Former Chelsea, Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur manager has previously been fined and suspended for his comments about Turkish match officials. Listen to what he had to say about the Turkish referees after that 0-0 draw against Galatasaray.
I think anyone, not just on this country but also abroad, watch a big football match, and I think the main responsible for that was the referee. I went to the referee dressing room after the game. Of course, the fourth official was there, a Turkish referee, and I told him, "Thank you to come here, because you come for a big match and you are responsible for a big match." And I turned myself to the first official and I told this match, if you are the referee, this match should be a disaster. And when I say him, I say the general tendency. I have also to thank the referee, because with the Turkish referee, after the big dive in the first minute and their bench jumping like monkeys on the top of the kids, with the Turkish referee you would have a yellow card after 1 minute, and after 5 minutes I would have to change him.
FC Bayern Munich, they celebrated their 125th anniversary on Wednesday. The club was founded on 27th of February 1900. Bayern Munich is by far the most successful football club in Germany, with no less than 33 German league titles, 10 German Cups and 6 European Cups to their name. In recent years, they've maintained their dominance of German football by winning the Bundesliga for 10 consecutive years between 2013 and 2023. Last year, Bayer Leverkusen snatched the title from the Bavarians for the first time in a decade after going the whole season unbeaten in the Bundesliga. This season, however, Bayern are back at the top of the table with 58 points, 8 points clear of Leverkusen, who they will also face in the Champions League round of 16 on Wednesday. Russian chess grandmaster Boris Spassky. He has died at the age of 88. International Chess Federation General Director Emil Sutovsky, he has now given that news out. Spassky, who took French nationality in 1978, was the 10th world chess champion, holding the title from 1969 to 1972 when he lost it to American Bobby Fischer in Reykjavik in a contest later dubbed as the match of the century. During the match, in the midst of the Cold War, which he lost 12.5 to 8.5 despite winning the first two games, Spassky showed great sportsmanship, applauding Fischer after losing the sixth game. Spassky had been the oldest living world chess champion. He represented France in 3 chess Olympiads in 1984, 86 and 1988. He was seen playing in the Jardin du Luxembourg in Paris during the 1990s. After his health deteriorated in the early 2000s, Spassky disappeared from Paris in August 2012 before resurfacing in Moscow in October that year. World Boxing Federation President, or World Boxing Federation President Boris van der Vorst, he has welcomed the International Olympic Council's backing of his federation, but says the real work will now begin as he tries to secure the sport's place at the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. The boxing competition at the Paris 2024 Olympics was run by the IOC after it stripped the International Boxing Association of recognition in 2023 over its failure to implement reforms on governance and finance. The IOC has not included the sport in the LA 2028 program yet, having urged national boxing federations to create a new global boxing body or risk missing out on the Olympics in 3 years' time. The Olympic body said world boxing had met several key criteria to merit provisional recognition. Among them were sufficient members across 5 continents, application of the sports integrity process implemented during the Paris Games, including independent oversight and good governance structures, as well as assurances on revenues and signing up to the World Anti-Doping Code. The recognition, even though it is still provisional, means the sport can now push towards its inclusion in the Olympics in 2028, having overcome the biggest hurdle in relation to the Olympics, which was the creation of a new global body for the sport. So World Boxing was launched in 2023. It now has 78 members across 5 continents, and Van der Vorst added that they are looking to develop Africa and explore its potential. The world body is also looking at plans to introduce artificial intelligence and technology in competitions to ensure fair results, as well as address the complexities around female boxers and the gender clarity issues.
On all areas, the memberships, the governance, the finance, the competitions, we needed to perform. We needed to show that we are able to operate as an international federation who can take care for the sport, and that required a lot of dedication, even from myself, a lot of sacrifices. 7 days a week job is it, and no holidays or holidays combined with boxing. So yeah, that's the reality. But once again, it is also I'm not complaining. It's a wonderful journey. It's great to be part of one of the greatest comeback stories ever in the Olympic movement, and it is also kind of a legacy that we want to preserve, to keep the Olympic dream alive for every box in every gym in the world. It's a complicated matter, and at World Boxing, we put, of course, the interest of boxers first, and the safety of athletes is absolutely paramount. We have recognized for some time that gender clarity is an extremely complex issue with significant welfare concerns, and we have, for that reason, established a working group of our medical committee, which is in the process of developing a policy on sex, age, and weight. They're examining now data and medical evidence from a wide range of sources and experts across the world, including also the Independent Council of Women's Sports, to develop an updated policy that will determine the eligibility of boxers to participate in world boxing competition.
Jesse Marsh, the American-born head coach of the Canadian men's soccer team, took aim at President Donald Trump on Wednesday and suggested he back off the ridiculous rhetoric of making Canada the 51st U.S. state. Marsh was speaking during a CONCACAF National League or Nations League Media Day in Inglewood, California. He told reporters he considered Trump's repeated suggestions that Canada would be better off as a U.S. state unsettling and frankly insulting. The comments by Marsh, who took over at the helm of the national team last May, come ahead of the March 20th CONCACAF Nations League semi-finals when Canada face Mexico and the United States meet Panama.
These international tournaments for Canada mean something different now. And, you know, as an American, I'd like to address the 51st state discourse, which I find unsettling and frankly insulting. Canada is a strong, independent nation that's deep-rooted in decency, really. And it's a place that values high ethics and respect, unlike the polarized, disrespectful, and often now hate-fueled climate that's in the U.S. If I have one message to our president, it's lay off the ridiculous rhetoric about Canada being the 51st state. As an American, I'm ashamed, right, of the arrogance and disregard that we've shown one of our historically oldest, strongest, and most loyal allies. But one thing's for sure, okay, when I look forward to a month from now, is I know that this will fuel our team, the mentality we have, the will we have to play for our country, the desire we have to go after this tournament in every way and to show on and off the pitch exactly what Canadian character is.
The nomination of Jannik Sinner for the Laureus Sportsman of the Year award was withdrawn because of the top-ranked tennis player's 3-month ban for his 2 positive doping tests nearly a year ago. Laureus World Sports Committee Chairman Sean Fitzpatrick said in a statement on Thursday that the Italian player's ban resulting from a settlement with the World Anti-Doping Agency prompted this decision. Fitzpatrick said, and I quote, "Following decisions by the Laureus Academy, it has been decided that Jannik Sinner's nomination for this year's Laureus World Sportsman of the Year award is to be withdrawn. We followed this case, the decisions of the relevant global bodies, and whilst we note and look at the extenuating circumstances involved, feel that the 3-month ban renders the nomination ineligible." Jannik and his team have been informed. Sinner and WADA, they announced the settlement on 15th of February. WADA, which had sought to ban the 3-time Grand Slam champion from the sport for at least 1 year, had challenged a decision last year by the International Tennis Integrity Agency not to suspend Sinner for what the ITIA judged was accidental contamination by a banned anabolic steroid last March. Sinner's explanation that trace amounts of clostebol in his doping sample was due to a massage from a trainer who used the substance after cutting his own finger had been accepted. The timing means that the 23-year-old Italian won't miss any Grand Slam tournaments. The French Open, the season's next major, starts May 25th. Last year, Novak Djokovic won the Laureus Sportsman of the Year award for 2023, and Spanish soccer star Aitana Bonmatí was picked as the best sportswoman. Daniil Medvedev, he downplayed his verbal spat with chair umpire Adel Noor, telling media at his post-match news conference on Thursday that they have already talked it out and that he respects him. Medvedev had earlier lost his cool and angrily accused Noor of double standards during his Dubai Tennis Championships quarterfinals against Dutchman Talon Griekspoor. Top seed Medvedev, he received a code violation warning for unsportsmanlike conduct after losing the second set, and in a heated exchange with Noor, accused him of double standards. The Russian had let 4 match points slip during the second set before suffering a 2-6, 7-6, 7-5 loss.
Tell us what happened with the umpire. Did he give you a code violation for unsportsmanlike?
Yeah, but we actually did talk already after the match, and what happens on court. Sometimes I go too far, but again, I'm not going to discuss too much about it. I was not happy with one of his decisions, and it can happen. We talked after the match. We how to say, calm down the situation. Even if there was nothing hot or boiling, I respect him a lot. Yeah, I maybe went just a bit too far. I don't think I said anything too bad, but maybe just went a bit too far. So actually got a code, and that's it.
Legendary Australian cricketer Ricky Ponting made a guest appearance at the Pro-Am event of the New Zealand Open on Friday, and he stunned the crowd when he almost hit a hole-in-one on a par 4 hole. Paired with Queensland's professional Louis Doblelar at Queenstown, Ponting showed off his impressive golf skills while teeing off on the 7th. He almost landed the ball in the hole, stopping just a few feet away. The crowd loved what they saw, cheered on the former cricket captain just before he made a shot putt for an eagle on the 7th in round 2 of that event. On Thursday, Hollywood actor Michael Pena, he was seen having his share of fun on the Pro-Am field.
Just go a little bit.
Maybe it's time he needs to turn professional after that kind of performance. With that, we've come to the end of this bulletin. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.